All right, let's get into the weekly watch report where we talk about the things we watched this week. A weekly watch report on Monday, weekly watch report on Monday, weekly watch report on Monday. I'm sitting outside and I'm sweating on Monday.
Ooh, remix.
That was the remix. Woo! It's hot out here, folks. Okay. Weekly watch report. Speaking, I'm going to go right into this one off the top because it reminds me of what we were just talking about. I watched the Fit for TV, The Biggest Loser documentary. I watched the two episodes, there's 3 episodes. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, these people sent in tapes of themselves at home wanting to be on The Biggest Loser, seeing it on TV, no social media, just they wanted to be on The Biggest Loser. Obviously, this is very interesting. If you watched The Biggest Loser growing up, I know I did. It's just crazy to see like the behind the scenes, the way these people push themselves, the unhealthy, route they took during this show, the way that they train for 8 hours a day, eating 800 calories while losing 6,000 calories a day. Like that is just not healthy. Like, oh my God. And just getting into all the behind the scenes of that is very interesting because obviously this show was so popular. I mean, they had like 15 million people watching their finales, because people were just so interested in seeing these transformations. And, you got the producers trying to say it's inspiring. And then you got the people on the show saying, it was all fucked up. Like there's so many layers to it. Like part of it, they want to say it's inspiring. And then the other part of it, they were like, but it was also really bad. So it's obviously very interesting. I will give that a B.
Yeah.
Like, interesting enough. I like any behind the scenes of any sort of reality TV or anything like this. And then especially, hearing what these people went through, I find to be incredibly interesting. I mean, this show was on for so long and then obviously ended because of the backlash that it started, that it got.
Yeah.
It's just crazy what these people went through. It's just insane. I finished We Were Liars. I actually finished it 2 weeks ago. Don't worry, I didn't finish it just now. Wow, what an ending.
Yeah.
What an ending. We Were Liars. Shocking ending. You know when you almost ruin something for yourself, though, by guessing it? Because on the second to last episode, I guessed it. And I was like, I don't want to spoil if anyone's watching, but I said it.
Yeah.
And then it happened. And I was like, oh my God, I just spoiled that for myself with my own guess. But then you're also proud of yourself for guessing it too. You're like, oh, shocking though. Like, was not expecting that at all. Kind of like threw it out there as like a joke. Like, what if this is the case? Shocking. Yeah. Then you go through both things. You're like, wow, that was really good. Or was that a whole waste of my time? Like, it's a little bit of both. I'll give We Were Liars a B. I enjoyed it. Shocking ending, which is always going to rope people in. So I'll give We Were Liars a B. I watched Materialists with Dakota Johnson, Chris Evans, and Pedro Pascal. I liked it. I didn't love it.
I want to see that.
I don't know if I was like necessarily rooting so hard for... You guys know what the premise is, obviously, no?
Yeah.
She's a matchmaker and, torn between Pedro and Chris. Sort of. I didn't feel like I was getting that she was torn so much, if that makes sense.
Yeah, right.
It wasn't like she bounced back and forth from one to the other that much. Like,
right.
I don't know how to describe what I'm trying to say, but I liked it though. I thought it was cute enough, interesting enough. I like all 3 of them as actors. So I enjoyed my time watching. I'll give that a B as well.
Can't really complain about a Pedro Chris Evans combo in my mind.
No, you can't. What am I going to be like complaining about that? Yeah. That we were blessed with that combination with Dakota Johnson on the screen? No, I'm not going to complain about that. It just wasn't. I wasn't like, oh my God, you have to watch this movie. But it was cute and I enjoyed my time. And I thought the premise was interesting. So I will give that a B. I watched Leanne on Netflix, which is that sitcom that's like 20 minutes long. I wouldn't say it's fantastic, but I won't say it's bad because I am watching it every night before bed.
Okay.
So like if I thought it was really bad, I probably wouldn't put it on before bed. But I also don't. I feel like everything I'm saying right now is just like, it's not great, but it's not bad. That's how I feel about Leanne. It's a good go to sleep show. Like you throw on an episode or two before you fall asleep and you get on with your night. It's
Is it
entertaining enough
is
for a
it
sitcom.
is it like what? It's just a premise. Is what just this lady's life?
She's divorced, her husband's leaving her and her
Yeah.
sister, and just a bunch of rascals,
Right.
like
Right. Right.
shenanigans happens, her husband is her ex-husband still wants to go with her, and then
Yep.
she's, back in the dating world. What's it like to be back in the dating world?
Yep. Yep.
It's cheesy. There's some laugh out loud moments. It's fine. I will give Leanne a B minus.
Okay.
And then I rewatched Camp Rock
A
because
classic.
it was on the plane on Delta, and Demi obviously came in, and
Yep.
Jonas Brothers, and we got the whole thing. It was Camp Rock week, and that movie still slaps. That's an A. Camp Rock's an A.
It is.
But overall, everything I watched was all pretty solid. Nothing I'm gonna like rave about, but all good watches.
Yeah.
I watched Hard Knocks too, kind of.
It was on TV and you were in the room.
Yes,
Yeah.
Josh Allen.
Yep.
I like it though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I like
no,
to see
it's-
the behind the scenes.
It is. Hard Knocks is always very interesting to see.
I'll
the
also
beginning
give
of the
that a
season.
B.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Josh Allen personality compared to Joe Burrow now that you've watched?
I mean, Josh Allen's personality compared to Joe Burrow is a lot better. I think anybody's personality compared to Joe Burrow is better. Sorry.
Hey,
That's just
fair.
how I feel.
Look,
What about you, Noah? Did you watch?
I haven't watched Hard Knocks yet, but I agree. Like, Josh Allen seems like a very likable guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. He is a very likable guy.
Yep. Yep.
And that's everything I watched. I definitely rewatched a couple things in between all of that. But yeah, that's everything I watched.
Okay. There's a lot of things that I went through in the last couple weeks. I'll start off by saying I finished Perfect Match this season of Perfect Match. I don't know what these people were voting. Like, there was such a clear-cut winner in my mind, and somehow they didn't pick Ollie and AD, like, which just, yeah, spoiler, I guess, if you haven't finished the season. But it's like, there's no spoiler. Like, Ollie and AD are still together, so it's like, okay, I think it's another situation where, because we know that they're still together, you think, oh, well, they obviously should have won. They actually worked out. They're having a baby. They're getting married,
Mm-hmm.
And you're hearing the other contestants be like Juliet was like, I think you guys are going to get married. Like, it was very sweet. Just felt like that was the vibe. And then another couple won, and apparently they broke up before they could even go on the vacation, which is now, I think, 2 seasons in a row where the winners break up before. The prize is literally you just get to go on vacation. You're already...
they can't even make it to go on the vacation.
They're already in Mexico filming the show, and the prize is a 7-day, all expenses paid vacation. And so far, I don't think this vacation has happened once for this show. The winners did allegedly broke up already. I think most of the couples at the end did not make it work. There was a lot of US, UK couples hard to make work. They don't live in the same place. They live quite far. And realistically, just not really going to work out. I mean, we know Louis was running around with Huda. Like, it's just, obviously that didn't pan out in that couple. I love Freddie from Love is Blind UK. He's so cute. That's another one. It's like, he's in the UK and Madison's in Minneapolis. Like, it's just not going to pan out. But, of course, it did work out for Ollie and AD, so I'm happy about that. I loved seeing Juliet back on the screen for some reality TV drama. You would have Clayton dance his way out of the boardroom for the last vote, which really just put a smile on my face. I'll give the finale, I guess it's like the last 2 episodes and the finale, it's like a C. Like, it's just like, it's around. It's perfect for this time of year to come out and you put it on. You're like, nothing. You're diving back in. But once again, it's another show where there's no reason that it should be filmed in September of 2024 and coming out in July of 2025.
Yeah.
Like, it's just ridiculous. Speaking of Love is Blind UK, new season. Love is Blind UK just started, which
Ooh.
I love.
I didn't see that.
Yes, I just started it, so I only watched the first episode, and I'm like halfway through the second. So really don't have too much to say about it yet. Feels like there could be some promising pairings. There's some beautiful people on this season, I would say. It's, Love is Blind is one of those shows that does crack you up because it's like, what could they possibly look like? And then they just cast like objectively pretty people,
Mm-hmm.
I'll give it a B. We're easing into it. I watched Wednesday. Season 2 of Wednesday came out. I loved the first season. And I really enjoyed the second season. I mean, granted, I don't even really know if you could call it like the full, I guess it's just half the second season because they did the same thing where it's 4 episodes now and 4 episodes in September or October or something. So I thought those episodes were great. I loved that they transitioned a little bit more into the whole Addams family. Her mom is more involved in this season. It feels like the first season, it was very much like her at school. And she is still at school, but there are other elements and family members. And now her brother's at the school and there's other things going on. And they had some casting changes after the first season. But I think it's a great show, I will say. I'll give it an A-. Like, I was locked in. I think it's thrilling and fun and you want to figure out what happens, and I think Jenna Ortega's amazing, so I loved watching that. Finished off Hunting Wives. What a fucking bizarre show, man. I just
finished that last night. What the fuck was
I don't
that
know.
ending?
Yeah, not sure. Not
terrible.
Not sure.
You guys didn't like it?
I was ready to give it like a C+.
I never ended up finishing it.
I actually thought I was gonna give it like in the B range up until the last episode. The way that they ended that, I had heard things about like the ending's kind of weird. Like it just seemed like I thought there was another episode. I'm like, that's it?
Well, it was weird because it's also like, I think it was 8 episodes. So like the 7th episode almost felt like it was the finale. And then the 8th episode, they really just brushed under a lot of the crazy things that happened in the 7th episode. It had a very promising start. I will say. And then things certainly went off the rails and you're like, what the fuck is going on? Towards the end, like a little bit of it felt, I was like, oh, I feel like I kind of know what's going to happen. Especially, maybe not with with like Mountain Ackerman's character, but as far as like the creepy youth pastor who is an alcoholic, like that one I felt was like, yeah. Obvious, like this is the guy that's abducting the girls.
Yeah.
Okay.
There were like so many suspects. Like everyone could have done it. Like,
yeah. It definitely went off the rail. I thought Brittany Snow and Mountain Ackerman were both amazing.
Brittany Snow's, her husband might be like a dick, but man, like if he really knew what was going on, like. Because she's like, I like slept with someone else, but it's like, that's the least you did.
No. It's certainly, for sure. I'll give it the grade really jumped all over the place. Because it's like the beginning of the season, I would have given it something else. I think the full season as a whole, B-. I mean, I was definitely still locked in. No, you should finish it.
What are you on?
You should finish it.
I just we started it and then I was like, wait, shit, I gotta finish We Were Liars. Like, it was that week I just started a bunch of random things and then I was like, wait, I gotta finish what I started. So then I still haven't finished Hunting Wives because I started that and then I was like, wait, I need to finish my other shows.
Yeah.
I think I would finish it, but
No, it's worth finishing because you're just like absurd, and honestly, everything that happens in the 7th episode, I was like, what the?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Although the very ending, I don't think this is giving anything away. I didn't feel like satisfied.
No, certainly. You were left wanting more by the end of the episode. I don't know if that was like, hey, we'll make another season or what, but you're like, wait, huh?
Got it.
Yeah.
Got
you're
it.
like, that's how they're ending it. Bachelor in Paradise, last week's episode. There's been some drama, I will say. If you guys aren't watching, it is good.
So behind on everything.
I know it is good. whatever. I guess it's a spoiler if you're not caught up, but there has been some drama with one of the couples, Jeremy specifically. He, was going back and forth, and when Susie was there, he liked Susie. They went on a date, and then when Susie left, like, he kept saying all these things about Susie and wishing she stayed, and he called her during a interview. Like, production obviously gave him a phone so that he could call Susie. She was in the airport, like, asking her to come back, whatever. Multiple people in the cast knew that call happened. And Jeremy's been with Bailey. Bailey didn't know all these things were going on. And now, of course, they're playing for $500,000. Like, the game has changed. It's shifted. You can see where maybe there's obviously more strategy that comes into play. And Brian and Bailey are really good friends. And it felt like no one really was telling Bailey, like, what was fully happening. And Brian ended up sharing, what was being said. And my God, everybody turned on Brian. Like, I was like, what is happening? And Wells had a moment in the episode too. He was like, am I the only person that thinks that, like, Brian was trying to be a good friend and Jeremy should have said something way earlier than this, and Jeremy wasn't saying anything? So now we're all mad at Brian. Like, all the guys, all the girls are like, oh, Brian shouldn't have done that, blah, blah, blah. I kind of felt like I had agreed with Wells in the fact that I don't think he was sure. There is a standpoint of, if these two break up, like, whatever. But it's like, somebody had to fucking tell her, because she was going to watch the show back and see that all these things were happening and nobody told her. Like, I'd be furious. That'd be like, oh my God, my friends knew that he said all this shit and nobody told me. So I thought that was kind of wild. I'm caught up on Real Housewives of Miami. Jump on in, guys. The water is warm.
What are you grading Bachelor
great.
Paradise?
Yeah. I'll give it a B+. I actually thought that last episode was really good. And, with the money aspect, things change. I think there's going to be some more fighting involved now as we get towards the end, when people are getting a little bit scrappier. Miami. These ladies are nuts. I love Miami. I think it's another kind of perfect Housewives franchise that just has really kind of like ridiculous drama. I mean, we're having Gertie's putting text messages up on the screen at parties. Like, it's these ladies do not mess around. They obviously say what they want. And it's I think Miami's very entertaining. It's a solid B+ as far as Housewives go. I finished the Valley, went through all the reunions. I mean, thank God that Jackson's gone. That's really my only thought about that. I think we're at the point where, like, the Valley has the bones to be a great show. I think season 2 kind of lost it a little bit. There was a little bit of too much focus on, like, 3 storylines that just dominated, and then it just got, like, a little tedious, I guess is maybe the word. It's just like a lot of the same conversations over and over and over again. Jax doesn't, I'm done with hearing about Jax and every shitty thing he does to Brittany, and, from what the reunion made it sound, still does to Brittany. So glad that wraps up. Reunion, I mean, for me, it's like it's like a C. It's fine. It's good. I had to get through the season, really. We have to grade The Summer I Turned Pretty. Here's the thing. The whole episode probably gets a B in my mind, and the last 2 minutes get an A+. So if I guess you want to just like average those bad boys out, take it to I'll give it a B+.
I was gonna say I'll give it a B+ as well.
Yeah.
That's what I'm giving it.
I'm giving it a B+. But I would just like everyone to know that the last 2 minutes was an A+.
For sure.
100% putting that in there.
We're all in agreement.
I've kind of been wanting like a new comfort show. Something that's in the realm of like a Sweet Magnolias. Like, I watched that on Netflix and always loved it. There's been a lot of mystery shows on, teen drama. So I saw that a new season of Sullivan's Crossing was coming out.
Saw that.
And I never watched it. So I started the first season. I watched like 3 episodes, and anything that's got, you're basically just casting Luke from Gilmore Girls in like an alternate Luke from Gilmore Girls role, like same kind of grumpy self.
Mm-hmm.
And gets to chat Michael Murray in there. I'm gonna keep watching. It's like probably something I'll throw on when I'm like, I don't know what to watch. Let me throw on an episode of this. B-. Like, it's like I wasn't blown away right away.
You're not selling us. You're not selling us.
No, I'm not. But I only watched 3 episodes. You're really not. I'm not getting into any of the juicy stuff yet. Like, she just got back to her home location, just really starting to learn more about her story, her upbringing. I'm gonna need more Chad Montgomery, to like up the grade. It's just like once a romance dynamic comes into play, that'll kickstart it. We haven't quite gotten there yet.
Should I start Gilmore Girls for the fall?
I just got literally like chills went down my spine. Nothing is better than watching Gilmore Girls in the fall, and you've never watched it.
Should I start it?
You absolutely should. You absolutely
Not
should.
this week. Like I'll wait till September. But
yeah, no, it's when the leaves start to change.
Right, like end of September.
Yeah. Oh, you should. You really should.
Okay.
One of the best. I also watched Thunderbolts this week. Joe and I put on a movie. Hadn't seen it yet. I'm a Marvel gal. It was good. Like wasn't blown away. I love Florence Pugh. I think that's a great character for her. B-. Totally fine. Nothing really to write home about. Marvel's in a weird phase right now. I think that's being discussed a lot. And I think that's everything. Oh no, I'm forgetting about my Sunday night. We watched the first 3 episodes of the Hurricane Katrina documentary that is on Hulu right now, which is done by National Geographic. It has been 20 years since Hurricane Katrina, so I do think that it's around the time, they're putting those documentaries, because it's the same kind of thing. Sometimes it's like, wow, Hulu and Netflix are both making a documentary about the same subject. It comes out at the same time. Netflix has one coming out on August 27th, I saw.
Mm-hmm.
So we watched the first 3 episodes of this one on Hulu. It's crazy everything that was going on. Once again, I'm alive when this happened, but I'm, turning 11 years old, not exactly clued into everything that's going on. And I remember seeing and obviously hearing about it on the news. And I did a Habitat for Humanity trip in middle school down in that area as well. But seeing really like the government background and the way so many different things failed for that community is crazy. Like you think like, oh, Hurricane Katrina, crazy storm. Yeah. But it's like the storm, yes, was crazy, but the bones of the city and the way that they had structured it and everything, just like they didn't do enough to protect the people, and then they didn't do enough for the people afterwards to make sure that everyone was okay and taken care of. It's like days and days later of people being stuck in the Superdome or around the Superdome, trying to get them out of the city. So it's a very interesting watch from that perspective to see all the different levels of what happened. It is extremely well done. Hearing from people across all different levels of police, fire, rescue, FEMA, just, residents that were living in New Orleans and lost everything. So it's an interesting, I think it's 5 episodes. And I watched the first 3. I mean, as far as just quality wise and interest, it's an A. Like I was rolling through them pretty quickly. Of just, learning about and relearning everything that happened.
I've seen so many people talking about this and how much like we didn't know that was going on. Yeah.
So much misinformation, many stories, which is what you remember. It's like right after the storm, the news, everyone was really in like the, around the Bourbon Street area, and that didn't really flood because they were up on higher land. So, they're on the news being like, it's really not that bad here, whatever. And then they have no clue that majority of the rest of New Orleans is completely underwater. Yeah. And there were stories coming out of between like the vandalism and crime and things that they made sound at like a completely different level than what it was, and these crazy stories getting put out and everything that was being told. So I recommend watching it for sure if that's something that that interests you. And that is everything I watched.
I watched Some Acting Pretty. I'll give it a B+. That's kind of just like a B+ show, although maybe we'll get in the A range if something crazy happens.
Yeah,
today.
Buckle up.
For me, it's a yeah.
Yeah, for Noah, I'll give him that.
Yeah.
I enjoyed. I think it'll pop into the A range at some point this season. Hunting Wives. Yeah, I'll give it a C+.
Yeah.
Because that ending was just terrible. But the show is just so ridiculous that I was more like watching it as like a semi-comedy almost. Like, it's so absurd. Yeah. Like every part of the show. A lot of sex, a lot of nudity. Like I didn't know that was going to be like going in. But yeah, I'll give that a C+. And then I didn't really watch much. I watched, my family wanted to watch a movie. We always struggle to pick a movie. And we're
what do you want to watch?
Yeah, going through like Prime. I actually wanted to watch Materialists when I saw that, but no one else really did.
Really?
Yeah, it was really my brother shut it down, but so we ended up watching this movie, I Don't Understand You, which is Nick Kroll and Andrew Rannells. I don't know.
I saw this. I did.
Wait, you watched it? Or?
I know I didn't watch it, but I saw it and I did think about watching it.
Also, Amanda Seyfried has like the most random tiny cameo in it. Terrible. Do not watch it. Awful.
Do not watch. Do not watch.
Possibly
wow,
like,
we haven't gotten a do not watch in a while.
I said like when we watched the trailer, like, no, this is gonna be so bad. It didn't have great reviews. Didn't have terrible reviews.
Yeah. It's right smack dab in the middle. 52 on Rotten Tomatoes.
52 is like. Yeah, it's probably going to be
horror
not great.
comedy.
It's neither. It's neither. It's not scary. It's not funny. It's just awful.
Shit.
And there's no point to anything.
Damn.
It's just an hour and 36 minutes that you'll never get back.
Okay.
And I couldn't recommend it less. It probably is up there, like, for worst movies I've ever seen. Like, it's so bad. Wow. I don't get it, and I like Nick Kroll.
Yeah.
It was just so bad.
This is a thrilling. We haven't gotten one of these in a while.
I know. I almost wish I watched it so that I could.
It's not like one of those like, wow, this is so bad it's funny movies. It's just like, this is bad. Like, what is the point of any of this?
Shit.
Damn.
But yeah, that's all I got.
Damn. Wow. Roasted that. I wish I watched it so I could join in. I do want to watch, because I've never seen it, and this is going to shock you guys, Fast and Furious.
You've never seen any of them?
No.
Oh,
Rhea, I'm in the same ballpark. I've definitely seen some of them. I could not tell you which ones I've seen. Like, I think I've maybe seen the first one.
Yeah. I've never.
Anything past that? No.
I've seen it.
I've never even seen the first one, and I came up on Netflix or whatever it was, and I was like, I think I want to watch.
I didn't see a lot of them, but then I do remember watching the last one that Paul Walker was in, because I wanted to see how they did that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
No, I think I loved Paul Walker, so I think maybe
I mean,
the first
that
one,
ending scene. I'm sure you've seen that scene where they drive away, like
yes,
yes. I think I've definitely seen the first one, but it was kind of like a Mission Impossible thing for me, where I was like, oh, I've seen some. Like when I watched Mission Impossible 3, I was like, okay, yes, I've seen Mission Impossible 3, but the other ones, I'm like, I don't know, bits and pieces here or there.
It is funny, I think, because if you watch the first few, it's just like a normal like racing movie kind of thing, and then that's what everyone jokes about. Then if you go to like the more recent ones, like they're at the point where they might be like in space next.
Right,
like,
exactly.
They're driving across buildings in Dubai.
You can only get faster and more furious.
Yeah.
So
I really want to see Highest to Lowest, which is in theaters. The Denzel, A$AP Rocky, Spike Lee.
Yeah.
That looks really good.
I saw A$AP and Spike doing one of those. You know that guy on TikTok that does like you put the headphones on, you listen to the song, you gotta guess what the song is, the whole thing. They did that in Central Park, and Spike was just cracking me up. Like he was like running, he's getting answers right, he's running in circles around the park. He starts yelling at some guy walking in the park in a Red Sox hat. He's like, "Yo, take that hat, Red Sox, take that shit off!" Like
that's funny.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Their whole press tour is really funny.
Yeah.
Denzel and ASAP seem to be like best buds now.
Love it.
I mean, best case scenario, if
Did
you're
you see-
ASAP Rocky, you want to
Really?
like get into acting. You're like, oh yeah, here's Denzel and Spike Lee for you.
Denzel,
Okay.
I saw like had one quote where he's like, I see what Rihanna sees now. Like,
Yeah.
Don't we all?
Yeah, I saw a clip of Denzel talking about being canceled too. He was like, "That's not a thing."
yeah, he was like,
Like,
I
he was
think he
just
said
like-
like, don't like if you don't sign up, you can't get canceled or something.
Yeah, right.
That's funny.
Denzel.
All right.
being Denzel.
Well, that's everything we watched, and we're excited for the week.
Yeah, I do want to say, and I really want to see it, and I don't know when I'm going to see it, but I'm so sad I haven't seen Freakier Friday yet. It's like I texted Gia on Friday to like go see it with me, and her response was, "Eh," and I was like, "Well, damn."
Actually,
Guess
pretty.
not.
I guess it's 73. That's somewhat high for like.
I want to see it. It's
I'm
just
dying to see
having
it.
to go to the theater to see it.
I know.
And we
I
talk-
know,
we- you know,
it is.
we're
but
busy this week.
I'm really dying to see it, and it's. I think it's like Gia might just be like a little too. Yeah, like a Freakier Friday was really. I mean, Freaky Friday was really a massive part of my life. Like the songs and everything, like was obsessed. So I just think maybe it missed her a little bit. That she's like, I'm not dying to see Freakier Friday. It's like, okay, fine. But I will get there eventually. So
Yes, we'll definitely see it eventually. All right, that wraps up everything we watched.